apparently I forgot to film the part where I wood filled, but I did wood fill all the tops and the edges and any cracks or crevices that there were. So after that dried, then we went in and sanded. Also, this is the third video of this little series of trying to finish my kitchen cabinets, which we're still doing. So anyways, I'm sanding. I sand with 60 grit because the wood filler is pretty hard, just to get it flat. And then I go in with like 150 or 220 just to smooth it back out before I take it inside, because I need it to be smooth to paint, and then it'll get sanded again after its first coat of primer. But we do need to sand it a little bit outside because it is pretty rough after the 60 grit sandpaper, which I originally tried to use 150 on the wood filler, but it just kept ripping my sandpaper, so I had to go to something a little bit heavier duty to get all of the bumpiness off from the wood filler. And then I'm just going to take a cloth and wipe all the cabinets down and get as much dust off as I can before I bring them inside. And then we're going to caulk all of the crevices so there's no gaps. And then I go in with my first coat of primer. I use the Zinsser Bin Primer, a little baby roller, because there's small parts on these. And then I just stick it in the fridge and I use it over again, and it works pretty well so far. But anyways, while that's drying, I'm moving on to this cabinet. I'm taking these top doors off. I've already done the bottom doors. Those ones I'm priming. And then I have to sand the box. And the boxes are real wood, so they're not too hard to sand. So I just do it with hand. Plus, I didn't want to get all of the sanding dust everywhere again. It gets everywhere again, but a little less than when you're using the sander. Anyways, then I'm going to go in again with my primer, but on the box this time. And I'm getting all of the edges, all of the fronts, and just trying to get everything primed and ready to go. At this point in real life, we've moved far past this, but here we are because I forgot to make this video. So anyways, after that's drying, now I'm back to these doors, and I'm just sanding with 220 grit the first coat of primer before I go in with my second coat of primer, which is what I'm doing here. And then after this, we go in with paint. But the primer, I do one coat, it gets a little bumpy, so I sand it down, and then I do another coat of the same Zinsser Bin primer, because they're brown before, and I wanted to make sure they were like super white before my paint goes on, so the 3 coats of paint would cover it. So then we go in with paint. This is Greek Villa. We do 3 layers of this, and then everything that I just done on the back has to go on the front.